their son. And now, things changed. But when they cried to God, God was faithful to them. God delivered them. And as they were walking, going to the land which God wanted them to reach, mambo yakabadilika. Wakaanza kusema ati nini, mbona ulitutoa huko, mbona ulitufanya hivi, mbona wanalalamika. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. They forgot that God took them out from where they were now being taken as slaves. And God was annoyed. God was not happy. Now when we read that text, you find that as the tent where they used to meet with God when they were on their journey to Canaan, that tent was being put or was being set or was being erected in the middle of their camp. But when they start murmuring, they start complaining, then the tent was moved from the center of the camp and was taken away, a bit far away from the camp. Mark you, the tent of the meeting was as a sign of the presence of God. It signified the presence of God. Now when it was taken far away from them, it means the presence of God was no longer with them. Bwana asifiwe. Why? Because they were complaining much about their God. They didn't know their God. But the good thing is that the tent was taken far away, but not so far from them. They could still see the tent of God. They could still see the presence of God. In our lives, wanyalo bedo kwa complain egik Nyasaye osetimonwa, kuonde ma Nyasaye osegolowa, and the presence of God maybe can go some distance from us. But the good thing, it cannot go far away where we cannot see it. It is just there. We can look at it and we can see it. When we have read, we see that Moses is now asking God or requesting God some things. That God, these people are your people. Now I want you, God, to go with us. If you go with us, if you lead us, then some other nations will see a difference. We will be different from them. What we do will be different from what they do. What we plan will be successful. I'm requesting, or I'm urging us as Ramba old boys, that as Moses requested, we can also request God. We can also humble ourselves before God. You can be an engineer, you can be a doctor, you can be what you are. But if the presence of God doesn't go with you, then you are nothing. People will not see the difference. People will never see the difference. You can't be a principal. You can't be what? Name them. You can hold high office in the country, but without the presence of God, my friend, I'm telling you, you are nothing. Moses
ask God, but go with us, because if you go with us, then people will see the difference. Unajua unaweza kuwa na hela, si ndio? Hela mingi sana, lakini kama huna Mungu utakuwa ukilala kwa mtaro. Bwana asifiwe. Utakuwa ukiharibu tu hizo pesa zako, azikusaidii, because you lack something in your life. But if the presence of God goes with you, then people will see the difference. Wataanza kusema uwedu mwanecha na sawa umwedu. Uwedu mwanecha tinde kunya balagi. Uwedu mwanecha tinde okonya wengi. Uwedu mwanecha tinde atimudu makama. At times you may think that the blessings you have are yours. They are not yours. Maybe they are from your parents or your grandparents. Bwana asifiwe. Start looking for yours and for your children and for your grandchildren. Just by asking God, the presence of God, to go with you as Moses requested. And if you go with us, these people are yours and I am yours. If you go with them and with me, then other nations will see the difference. Ask God to go with you as you begin a new chapter in your life. Praise the Lord. May God bless us. May God guide us. May God protect us. And as we begin, let us begin anew. Let's begin afresh by requesting God to come and lead us, to come and walk with us, to come and go with us. In the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you so much. May God bless you. As you begin, let us begin with the Lord. Request that in due time I'll leave you because I'll be having some other issues to attend. So mkiniona nikitoka, naomba niwe radhi. Bwana asifiwe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Karibu sana. And you heard, hakuna kitu unaweza fanya bila Mungu. You guys got to put God first in whatever you're doing. Pastor amesema vizuri. Let's keep it up to that so that we do our things the way it should be. Without much ado, let me just welcome Senior Principal Bwana Manoa, at least for the opening remarks.
Now this is what a real DJ.
Karibu sana Manoa.
The chairman of Ramba, the officials and members of Ramba. Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more. First, I want to thank God who has enabled to meet this day. You know, sometimes as human beings, we plan for certain occasions, but without God's guidance, then all is in vain, the way the pastor has told us. Secondly, I want to welcome Ramba Boys High School. Feel welcomed. Those who are coming for the first time, I know this is our second meeting. I've seen some other new faces that I never saw in the first meeting. Feel welcomed. Let us transact our business without any challenge. Thirdly, we want to make this organization to become strong. This has been one of my objectives. In fact, when I came in and realized that Ramba was not strong, I took my time to mobilize a few members, and I'm happy with the chairman. We were in constant touch until this organization was registered and we inaugurated it. So this is our new baby that we have given birth to. Let us ensure this baby grows into a strong man who will now help us run this school. Because we go to other schools, we have those strong associations and we belong to them. So sometimes I was wondering, why is it not Ramba? Like if I go to a school I learn in 11, Kolanya Boys High School, we have a very strong Old Boys Association. I go back to my school where I learned in O-level, Muila Boys. We have a very strong Old Boys Association. That is not even enough. When we were in the university, our year of graduation, we also have that old strong association. So feel welcomed. Let us chart the way forward and make the session very strong. Thank you so much. As you are told, I'm looking for Ramba. I joined this school last year. Maybe a few of you are wondering which this would live Ramba. I come from Western. This is my fourth school as a principal. I began my career as a principal the year 2004, where I headed a sub-county school called Sibila. Then from there I was taken to Msira Boys, where I stayed 10 years. Then localization came in, moved from Western to Nyanza. I found myself at Sorry Boys in Migori, where I stayed 6 years. Then the localization also pushed me from Sorry to Ramba. But I'm just a neighbor from me. I don't come from far. In fact, I come from the border of Nyanza and Western. When I step one foot on the right, I am in Nyanza. Left, I am in Western. My mother is a Luo, my father is a Luya. Thank you so much. So I'm a crossbreed.
What a nice crossbreed. Thank you very much. Mano is the principal now, as like he's told you. And I know he's going to, I don't know whether to follow the footsteps of the predecessor, but maybe he's got his own action plan on what he wants to do as in Ramba is concerned. I know you can take it to another level and a higher one than, Mr. Okoye did. Karibu sana, Mr. Manoa. I want to go straight to the next item, which is opening remarks by Chairman. You ready? Yeah. Sorry we had to start at this time, and just because at least we had the quorum to come, and I'm happy you're here. We got to get going. Chairman, karibu. Karibu sana.
Good afternoon. Praise God. Bwana asifiwe. We have to thank God for this far. Before I start my opening remarks, allow me to acknowledge the presence of Wachungaji, Reverend. I also recognize the presence of the senior principal, and I also stand in order of all the existing protocols. Good afternoon once again. Allow me with a lot of humility to first thank and appreciate you all for finding time. It is not something we take for granted. Allow me also to acknowledge and appreciate our old men of this school. Good gentlemen who came from this school right from 1973. We are happy to have Mr. Tobias Nyarap. Rounds of applause. Mr. Nyarap is the first cohort of 1973. We thought it was important to have him here, and Hirokawanjiru. Secondly, I must also acknowledge the presence of my good brother, Rashid Okechanam. Rashid Okechanam is an old man of 1976. 76. I must also acknowledge the presence of this old man, Dr. George Omondi Afulo. Mr. Afulo is a cohort of 1979. So I think today we are making a difference in this school. And by having our first bonds gracing this event speaks volume. Tujipigieni makofi. There is a song I always sing. It goes like this, and I think you can all stand and help me in the chorus. Nichegi momio wapaki kendo wami Nyasaye mani malo, iye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye Nyasaye. Iniye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye Nyasaye. Hallelujah. Iniye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye. Nitie gima miyo wadendi kendo wamidwa. Nyasaye mani malo, iniye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye Nyasaye. Hallelujah. Iniye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye Nyasaye. Iniye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye Nyasaye. Hallelujah. Iniye Nyasaye madu, Jehova iniye Nyasaye. Anaweza, anaweza Bwana, anaweza, anaweza Bwana, anaweza, anaweza Bwana, anaweza, anaweza Bwana. Kimbilio, kimbilio Bwana, kimbilio, kimbilio Bwana, kimbilio, kimbilio Bwana, kimbilio, kimbilio Bwana. Ni daktari, daktari Bwana, daktari, daktari Bwana, daktari, oh daktari Bwana, daktari, daktari Bwana. Asanteni sana. You can take our seat. Asanteni sana. I must also recognize our technical team present who are making this event successful. Allow me to appreciate all the cohorts, all the alumni of Ramba this afternoon present in this gathering. Allow me also to appreciate and acknowledge the presence of many other alumni following this proceeding, both on YouTube and through the Google Meet, that's the virtual. I must appreciate and thank you all wherever you are. Feel part and parcel of this esteemed association. Allow me to read my opening remarks. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, alumni, and all present here today. It is a great honor to welcome you all to Ramba Boys High School Alumni Association, that is Ramba, annual general meeting for 2024. This gathering marks a significant milestone in the growth and development of our Alumni Association. Together, we celebrate our achievements and start the course for the future of Ramba Boys High School and our alumni community. Before we proceed, I would like to once again acknowledge our esteemed guests who have joined us today. Allow me, in the order of all the existing protocols, acknowledge we had invited the Deputy Chief of Staff, Honorable Nyodoano, who has not made it today. Allow me to acknowledge him in his absentia. Number two, I acknowledge the presence of Mheshimiwa Honorable Dr. Otienda Moro, Senior Council Member of Parliament Rarieda. He is on his way and he should be joining us here anytime from 1 p.m. I also acknowledge in his absentia Honorable Engineer Nicholas Gumbo, the Chairman of Kenya Sugar Board and former board member at Ramba Boys High School. Allow me, with a lot of humility, to pass his message of apologies. He had an emergency and we spoke last night. He was to grace this event, but something happened. Allow me to pass his apologies. He is always part and parcel of this school. We also had Honorable Gordon Ongoro, who is the MCA, East Assembly Ward, as the guest. We look forward to his joining. Also, we have Professor Joseph Akeyo Molo, who is an alumni of 1978. Professor again called me last night at around 9 p.m. He was to sit here this afternoon, but unfortunately he is attending to a funeral, and because of the nature of the occasion he's having at home, he requested me to pass his apologies. Natumai tumechukua. Allow me with a special recognition to also recognize the presence of Honorable Duncan Odoro, a class of 1995. Hondan, you can wave to the congregation. Thank you for gracing our event. Your presence today is a testament to the commitment and dedication we all share in fostering the growth of Ramba Boys High School. I also take a moment to remember and appreciate the founding members of Ramba, whose vision has paved the way for the association growth. I urge all of us to continue working together, for it is only in unity that we reach greater heights. Allow me also to proceed to the adoption of the previous minutes, which I think is forming part of this engagement, before I go to the welcoming remarks. As we move forward with the agenda, I kindly request your approval of the minutes from the virtual meeting held on 24th November 2024, during which discussion of fresh elections took place, and the previous AGM held on 20th October 2023 at Paldi Hotel in Kisumu. These minutes capture the key decisions made, the formation of the current leadership, and the initial steps taken to formalize our association. The minutes from that meeting were as follows. One was the election of the interim officials, including myself as the chairperson. We had Engineer Stephen Ogong as vice chairman, Engineer Bevins Osati as secretary. We had Maxwell Chebetu as assistant secretary. We had Engineer Wycliffe Magoma as organizing secretary. We had Castro Thomas Opio as the treasurer and Johnny Zoboya as the assistant treasurer. I meant to understand that they are on their way, and some of them will be joining us this afternoon. Number two, we had the confirmation of the financial contributions from alumni, including 500 shillings one-time registration fee and monthly contribution of 100 shillings. Number three, the harmonization of Ramba with separate Ramba alumni groups, ensuring the inclusivity of all alumni regardless of their graduation year. The decision to amend the association constitution also formed part of the agenda, part of the minutes, to align in it with current circumstances and to incorporate the future needs of the association. I want to pose this to members. I'm not sure if you have any objection in the House with regards to the previous minutes. Is there any? I will pause for a moment to get your approval. If there are no objection, I kindly ask for your approval for these minutes. Thank you. With that settled, let's move to the next item on our program, which is my welcoming remarks as the chairman of Ramba. In this regard, I will introduce myself formally. I know the normal procedure usually demands that we start with the introduction, but I think this is my level of conversation. Ken Oroko is my name. I'm the chairperson or the chairman of Ramba Boys Association. I may not have enough time to give us the history. Yes, sorry, I'm being reminded of a proposer and someone to second the minutes of the previous. I think it is important. Thank you. Anyone who can propose and second? It's Onos, propose. Someone to second? Thank you, Wakili, and I also recognize your presence. Thank you for coming. Ken Oluko is my name, the chairman of Ramba. I want to say here confidently that God has been God. So far, it is because of God. Not a human favor, not a human hand, it is God. The association was incorporated in 1985. In 1985, I think some of us were still very young. Some of us were not yet born. Some of us were old enough to know the rights and the wrongs. But for 2 years, it went active. 1986 was the last filing returns. 1987, the association went dormant. From 1987 to 2023, when we came up as alumni of this school, and initially the plan we had was to start a formal cohort group. But when we came up with this group, and it's in a month we had now the group growing into larger numbers of different cohorts, I came up with an idea of registration. When I went to the registrar of societies, none of us even knew that Ramba existed until the society registrar told me that we cannot register any other association because the law is very clear. The school is only allowed to have one alumni body. So then I asked, what about the procedures? What should I do? Because we need one. He told us we only have two options. One is to deregister the old association, which is Ramba. The second option was to, after the registration, now we were given room to register. So we thought, because we wanted a registered entity, the only option now was to revive the old giant, not registering a new one. That is what gave birth. So we struggled our way. We had to file returns from 1987 to 2023, which I also must appreciate all the alumni of Ramba for taking us where we are today. All said and done, we began our formal registration in January 9th, after the formalization of the relevant procedures and opening of the bank account. So effective 9th of January, we started our registration. 9th of January of 2024, we started formal registration. So as I stand here today, I stand on the basis of Ramba being 1 year old. I must thank you all sincerely. So distinguished guests, esteemed alumni and members of Ramba All Boys Association, good afternoon once again. Good afternoon. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to the 2024 Annual General Meeting of Ramba. I would like to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to everyone here present today, and especially to our distinguished guests, esteemed keynote speakers. I don't take it for granted that you availed time of your tight schedule to be here today, today with us. I'm elated. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the shared history, values and aspirations that unites as all members of Ramba. This meeting serves as an opportunity for us to reflect on our collective achievements, discuss our future direction, and most importantly, strengthen the bonds that have been formed over the years for those who shared space in Ramba. And more importantly, the new bonds Ramba will help us establish across the generation of our greater alma mater. Before we proceed with the day's agenda, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and express our deepest gratitude to the special guests who have graciously honored us with their presence today. Gentlemen, with a lot of humility, allow me to hold it there. I will go into the acknowledgement of keynote speakers after they have spoken, and that is when I will explain, or rather deep dive on what you've done as Ramba. For now, I want to thank you once again for taking time, for traveling all the way. I know you left all your busy schedules to grace this occasion. I must say asanteni sana na Mungu, Mwenyezi Mungu wabariki. Let's keep it locked. Asanteni sana. Back to you, MC.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We really appreciate you to have revived Ramba from the ones who started it, and only to find that it couldn't go ahead just because of 1, 2, 3 things. I'm so happy and humbled, to see the guys who started the Ramba, around with us here since 1970, 73. I'm so humbled, and how I wish kila mtu angekuwa hapa just to see that kama these guys are the ones who are embracing this thing. Mbona sio sisi wengine watu ambao tumetoka nyuma to embrace it and take it to the level that is required. And I'm so happy that they are all here. I mean, I was in Bana Afumu, karibu tena, and with others. And I pray that the cohorts are wale wengine pia, I mean your cohorts. Kuna wale pia wako pahali, walete pia on board. The other guys also, as in pahali popote wako, you bring them on board so that we make a good team to take this thing higher. I want to go straight to the other item, that is like I can see we had guests whom some haven't arrived yet, and we had Mr. Owalo, Deputy Chief of Staff, who is not here with us still, and I'm going to go again to Otinde Amolo, also is not here, Honorable, and hopefully he's going to attend. Chairman, is he expected? We will fix him in when he comes. Engineer Gombo, the same, pole to him for the accident that he got. MCA, not yet arrived here. Professor Joseph Obama, okay, not yet arrived? Apologies. I've just seen our guest that has arrived is Honorable Duncan Odoro Chino. Karibu sana Duncan, and give us your remarks. Karibu sana. This is Mr. President. Hopefully bado utapigania hiyo kiti. Karibu sana ba.
Asante. Thank you very much, Bwana MC. Bwana Principal, Senior Principal. Thank you very much for allowing us to come here to celebrate this great occasion. And Bwana Chairman, thank you very much for at least fighting for us to be here. And the clergies, thank you for allowing us to start with God. You actually told us, if God is not going with us, then we are not going. And to the entire Ramba community, thank you very much for sparing this particular time. I know it is very hard to spare this festive season for you to be here, so it is a sacrifice. So I think the best thing is to clap for yourselves. And a special one to this silver hair. It is a sacrifice. And what you have shown us, we also want to be here. And we are saying we were here 40 years ago. I think that's what we'll be looking at. Because for me, I don't want to die young. And I want to be here maybe. Instead of 40 years, I want to make it 50 years ago. I can still stand here. Yes. I've been told camera also wants to look at me. So I'll try and look at the people on the camera. So I was actually told that I will be speaking. Even though the time I was being given this message, I was not sure I'll be here. Because I think the chairman, he normally likes pushing a lot, yeah? And that time I was out of the country. And I saw my name, and in most cases I normally mark some messages mark as read. So I think he sent a message, and I told him I will try. But basically, if I don't come, probably I might do it online. Yeah? But I did travel this morning from Nairobi because I know this is a very important occasion and we can't be able to miss it. And when we signed to get into this particular association, we know the benefits that it's going to have for us and even to the Ramba community. And you know, the 4 years that we took here, the only skiing association that I know or have heard of is actually the secondary school or the high school. I've seen the one for the universities. They are not that strong compared to this one. And there must be a special bond that we actually develop when we're in high school. And that special bond is what has brought us here today. Before I move on, I just want to introduce myself. I know you're wondering. I think there are people who used to call me here Bano, yeah? There's another nickname I used to have called Ogajo. There's a certain young boy, a very good friend of that short boy, Alan, called Eliud. What do you call Eliud? Yes, that one. So we're not that naughty, but that name came out. And it came out because there's a way how I used to walk, but that one has straightened. That's how it came out. So basically, I grew up around this place, and I think most of you ate the bread that came from the hands of my mother. Okay, because my mom used to sell this. I think she started selling bread for those that were here 80s. The first bread to be sold in this school in a canteen somewhere near the church there was actually coming from her shop. So I know this area. So we are those that you go to school. Okay, I didn't go to this Ramba primary school. And you study in Ramba. We wish there was a Ramba college somewhere, so that at least you're around Ramba. So I lived in Dori here, and I studied here. So for us, we are not the ones who are taking matatus to go to towns. We could only just hang on to it, and then we drop there in Dori. I left here in 1995, and living here, I decided to venture into a profession. I'm a finance specialist, also an accountant, and I'm a business person. Okay, this thing is misbehaving. The wind is too much. And in my profession, I decided to venture into business. I think there are some of you that interacted with a company called Mobicash. Do you remember Mobicash? Yes, I was the founder of Mobicash before I sold it out. And the people that I sold it out also decided to bury it. But that is part of entrepreneurship. And leaving that, I went to work somewhere in South Africa, which I still work there, in most cases remotely as well. And in the process, I'm trying to come to this name honorable. It is a long story. Yes, so somewhere in 2022, I decided to run to be the President of the Republic of Kenya. And we did reach Bomas of Kenya. Yeah, we did reach Bomas of Kenya. We did reach to the ballot, but finally went. If you remember those particular, so many presidential aspirants, not candidates, okay? Aspirants that were numbering 30-something. Yeah, if you go and check that one, you will see my name is there. Yeah? So I was one of them. I did choose to go independent because politics, they say, is very dirty. I've tasted it. I was the party leader of a party called Restore Build Kenya. You remember Restore Build Kenya? The one on the KPU some years back. I bought the party some years back. And that's where I knew that politics is very dirty. So we'll see how to play it along. So I bought the party and I wanted to rebrand the party. So I had the party for about 1.5 years. And in the process of rebranding, or about to rebrand, one day, I slept a bit late. So that day I think I slept only 2 hours and I woke up at around 5 a.m. And I saw a message for a friend. You know, when you wake up, the first thing you go and look at is WhatsApp, right? So I see a message, a friend sent me a message and sent me, "Boss, have you sold the party?" Then I wondered how. It is even in the first page of Nation newspaper. Is when I realized that my chairman and secretary have already sold this party to Mr. Bass. Yeah? And I don't know. I'd even gotten a name reservation that was already approved. So out of that, I started wondering. We went for the tribunal. Then I realized, sasa huyu akona pesa. He has been in politics. I think this one is just a baptism that I've gotten. So somewhere in the middle, I told my guys that I think by the time we fight to get this party, time is going to run out. I think I'll go independent. That's how I managed to go independent. And with that, I realized something needs to be done. And I'm currently in the process of now registering a new party. And I'm decided, come 2027, I will now use my party, which we're in the process of registration. And I think some of you here found the members. And we have reached a very advanced stage where we are going to have this party come next year. The party is called Restoration Alliance Party, RAP. That is going to be our party, and I would really call Ramba. If you feel your blood is warm enough and you can run, I think we better run together because we know where our blood has come from. So that's basically the definition of that, Honorable. I wanted to bring it so at least you have clarity over it. But come next year, starting around March round about, you'll be able to see that party even on the billboards. We don't want to take advantage of the Gen Zs, but we want them to see what our manifesto is all about. The manifesto that we have is talking about Taifa la Fursa, meaning the nation of opportunities, because that's what most people are looking for. So that's what we'll be looking for, to ensure that at least we have opportunities. Once you have opportunities, then you cannot see people going into the streets. People will not be making noise. And that is a dream of RAP. I didn't come to campaign because I know if I tell you that I have a party, I'm definitely assured that for sure, even if you don't like me, you will just vote because this is a Ramba person. Okay? And I know once the people that are here, most of you, because I'm seeing the 90 guys here and the 70s, 80s, you have the Gen Z, so we are voters. So I'm very rest assured that the number that is here will multiply times 5. Those are the voters that we'll be looking for. Now, I was just called now to speak. And basically, for me, what I wanted to share with us is also around these particular opportunities. And looking into men, it is very hard to bring men together. Men can only come together if you tell them there's a nyama choma somewhere. But the women can afford to meet even weekly. So what can bring men together? Because you can come and take nyama choma, But you cannot take that the nyama choma forever. And my dream for Ramba, which I think I did share last time when the dinner was happening in Kisumu, but online, that I think what can bring us together is if we come together with a common opportunity, that you know there's something somewhere that you're going to gain. No individual, even if you are very philanthropic, is allowed to be where you are too charitable. You always want to have a gain somewhere. What is it that we as Ramba can make us to come together, not just to party, but you know, I'm part of it. Being a part of something is what brings a great party. So if we can have an opportunity created that allows us to be together, that we know we are building it, and you are part of it, you have a share of it, then this can actually be able to bring us together, and you will find all these particular shares occupied, because people know there's some honey somewhere. So my prayer would be, as a Ramba team, can we think of something that we can start, hata kama ni kidogo? Do you know there's a joy of even saying that I own this goal, even if it is not bringing a profit? But at least there's something that you're seeing. But from that, it becomes a foundation. So what is it that we can do? Because I've seen like meetings are called, and most people are not honoring it. But there must be a sacrifice. What can we be able to do? That is what I'm looking for, that if we can create that, let me tell you, we'll have a great Ramba. And I urge the officials that will be elected today, that you take this as if you are doing it for yourself. There's a Bible verse that says that if you are working, work as if you're working for the Lord. And don't work for the others to see you. The only person that needs to see you is the Lord. I remember there was a time I used to work in a bank. It was a Mundi bank. And I used to do extra hours. And these extra hours, there's one time a lady came and asked me, do you have shares in this bank? And I said, no, I don't. But how comes even on Sundays at times you're here? If you can't work hard for someone, there's no way you will work hard for yourself. And that's why you find, you have seen, I'll take a very good example for the clergies. You have seen some clergies or some people carrying a Bible every time a bishop is around and they are carrying a Bible. You are wondering, what is wrong with these guys? If you don't serve someone, no one will serve you. So you must serve someone so that when you now have your own business, people will be dedicated to serve you as well. If you are selfish in someone else's business, even if you try to open your business, you will fail. Because if you are dishonest to the other side, even you will attract dishonest employees. So, can we work to the point where we come here, even if it is coming out of the AGM or any other business, can we think of something, hata kama ni kidogo, that we can say we are part and parcel of that? And you start small. When you start small, you will be able to grow. There's a saying that I used to see a lot in Facebook, chaka chaka nyapina, yeah? You have to do what? Just cut. So can we start something that would allow or glue us together so that we can build this thing? Next time, it is my prayer that we should be having not just 2 pens, but even 10 pens. Because people will know that there are opportunities that are around us. And those opportunities, there are others within us that are looking for jobs they don't have, or even within the groups that we have. If we were to create opportunities, we can be able to bring more people on board. And I also want to urge all of us that in whatever we do, can we try as much as possible to see how we can do business within ourselves for those that are in business. I think for me, I'm a testimony. I've done quite business with some of us here. Even when I was in that particular defunct company, even right now, I think there are others that we still do business together. And you always have to give priority to the people that you were with in secondary school. So that is what I'm praying for today, that before we leave, let us see how we can form 1 line, 2 lines, or 3 lines of opportunities that can help us. Lastly, it is good to build Ramba. And it is my prayer that through Ramba, the senior principal, if there are other things that needs to be done, if you really want also for Ramba to be strong, is through the officials to consult where do we come and how can we help, because there are some professionals, especially when maybe there's a building that needs to be done or there's another opportunity that needs to be done, where can or how can Ramba come in? And once this is done, then Ramba will feel that they have a heart, or there's a place that they have in making decision to support this particular institution. And will be willing to stand with you, also to support you. I think personally I've come for fundraising through the invitation of the former principal. I think twice or thrice here for fundraising to also support some of the building. And I believe if we do it, hata kama ni kidogo, at least you can feel Ramba nurtured me and I was able to place something back there. So it's like paying forward. So if you can do that, even you will feel the joy of coming back to your school. Even if you're given a few kibokos, those days there were kibokos. Actually, Msoko used to give us somewhere here if you're late, yeah? Especially when schools are opening. Yeah? But at least they are good, because you can remember that is where you got your discipline. So Ramba, I believe we can do it. Let us ready ourselves to build this particular great institution as we also build ourselves. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Round of applause again to Honorable Duncan. Building ourselves and at the same time building our school. Did you hear that? That is what we got to work for. And make sure that everything is done according to the way it should be. I want to go straight again to our keynote speakers. We got, let me know, there is Tobias Narath is around. Karibu sana. George Omondi Afulo is around, thank you. We got Vincent Nyamori, Karibu Baba. Canon James Sokoyo, Amengia, Karibu sana, we recognize your presence. And we got Mr. Manoa will still talk. Can you say something again? So, karibu sana for your keynote speaking. After that, we're going to get to Q&A and additional comments after that. So I'm going to call upon Toby's Wrath. Karibu sana. That is a cohort of 1973. Karibu sana.
Thanks a lot. Senior Principal, distinguished guests, Ramba, old boys, may I say good afternoon? Yes, I'm Tobias Nyaratholo, who joined this school on 11th of February 1970. That's the first time I found myself coming to this place. In fact, seeing a handful of people gathering here is my pleasure. I know when all the boys of Ramba boys could be here, I may not could have the courage to talk. But this time I think I can say something, because the number you see here, the number yes in front of me, was the whole school in 1970. When we were like this, we were forming the whole of Form 1 class and the whole of Ramba Boys Secondary School. That is what we were. And so I'm really going to enjoy speaking before you. I want to say that when I got this invitation, I was somehow perplexed. I wondered whether to come or whether not to come. But I want to thank the chairman. He encouraged me so much and told me, Mzee, he had never seen me before, but he addressed me as Mzee. I think I'm one. Mzee, we need your presence just to tell us briefly how Ramba looked like when you joined it. And that is exactly what I'm going to dwell on a little. 5 or 10 minutes is enough for me, then I'll call it a day. I've said briefly that we were 40, the whole school. The survivors right now are hardly reaching 10. Yes, most of us are gone. We are just about 10 of us remaining. And I want to thank God for that. I'm sure the chairman, the association, if they encourage me and look for the other 10, so that they know that something good is happening in our place, so that we make Ramba complete. Thanks for the registrar who said they could not be registered, registering people per year, because I'm sure we could have been very much, we could be so much disadvantaged. I know others were so many, and maybe so many survivors, and if we could have been left to register as a cohort of 1973, then we could be less than 10 even by the time we complete the registration. I want to say that when we came to this school, as I was coming in, somebody was saying Ramba started way back in 1968. I want to say that is right. The 68, 69, those were called Harambee classes. Yes, by that time the government had not taken over the management of the school. And when I was doing my CPE in 1969, among the schools that we were given to choose, Ramba was not among them. Ramba had not been enlisted. And so, I want to say, and all of us who came here, none of them chose Ramba. However, by the beginning of 1970, the approval now had gone through, and the principal was allowed to go and do selection. I was very much surprised to hear that I was going to Ramba, because the old schools are the only schools we knew, the only schools that were in Syria then. Ramba is number 6, so I'm going to count the 5. The 5 schools that were there to be chosen by boys were Maranda, St. Mary's Yala, Sawagongo, Ambira, and that year, Chianda had just joined in 1969. So Chanda joined the race in 1969, and when he was starting out Form 1 until 70, Chanda was going for its second year. Those were the old schools. Those were the old schools, the only schools that were there. We enjoyed a lot, and every guest speaker that was brought to us was always congratulating us for having been given a chance to learn in a government-sponsored school. Until we, after a month or two, we believed that we were in a secondary school. It took us time to just to accept that already we were in Form 1. Yes, the structures that were here, the administration block has some 2 buildings, 2 this other side and 2 that other side. That was the school, and that is where we are going to start from. There was no any other building. That is what we got. So once I've said that, you can now count the rest and say, if all those were never there, were we going to be easily convinced that at last we were in a secondary school? It took us time to believe. Yes. The first head teacher, they were not called principals. Principal was just Mr. Ugochim of Sereba. Those days we had headmasters. So our first headmaster, who was posted here by the government, was Mr. Arthur Ouma. Arthur Ouma comes from South Sakwa. He was posted from Maranda. Here is the name of a teacher has been posted from Maranda, elevated as a little. Oh, now a teacher from Maranda. Then it appears it is true. So Mr. Ouma was the first, coming from Maranda. And so we were encouraged. He was given another assistant teacher. This time, not actually a government sponsored teacher, but was merely helping him. The 2 teachers struggled with us throughout Form 1. You can now wonder, how many subjects were there? And how were they able to handle all those subjects until it was concluded that we had finished Form 1. By the end of 1970, our Form 1 was gone. And so we were coming back to join Form 2. Yes, a third teacher came in. Now 3 teachers against Form 1 and Form 2. They also tried, but something made us happy. A teacher had been posted from Musocho. Just to hear the name of Cardinal Otunga, each time we were just getting encouraged by where is he coming from. Maranda made us proud a little. Musocho made us even happier. And we started just to reconcile, to rebuild, and to resettle, and start getting on with it. The teacher from Musocho was Mr. Dominic Buga. If somebody has ever heard of such a person, he was here with us in Form 2. He had come for science, but the school he was coming to teach science had no laboratory. In fact, by the second year, the other buildings that had joined that block were Rambugu and Naya dormitory, where we were sleeping. So if there's a member of Rambugu, you should know that you are now my dorm mate. We belong to that one. Those one had now joined the structures. The school is now going on. We were trained how to draw the test tube so that we could read and see this one is a test tube. From that book to our drawing, we never handled it, we never saw it. And we ended Form 2 before touching a test tube. It was only occasionally that when there were some visits, Mr. Ouma did very well. We were never missing outside visits. We were always going out on tours. Whenever there was one, we always go. After all, it was the whole school going. Just a lorry was enough to come in, and the whole school goes out. That was the advantage, because once there is an outing, the whole school will go. The dining hall will now rest. Nobody will be struggling with the cooks. Those were some of the very good things that I can remember. And by the beginning of Form 3, a new building came up, and we jumped. I hope this was a laboratory. Is it? This other one. The first laboratory. You know, I'm speaking like Jose. You see, that's something we know where the laboratory was. That was the first good building that we saw. Because we are now going to see, the first thing was, this is a test tube. Please touch it. In Form 3. It was in Form 3 that we were now starting to handle these things. And you know, just a year we are going to see it. And our first headmaster was such a teacher who always knew how to encourage us. Always he told us, boys, you are far much ahead. This Archimedes principle. Many schools here have not heard about it. You are the only people who know about Archimedes principle. And we can repeat Archimedes because we are the only people that had reached that level. Many other schools had never. And when we hear of such good encouragements, the little that we get, we keep it down. I want to tell you, colleagues, members of Ramba, that I was so happy to come and see this family and to share with you where we came from. Mr. Uma, the first head teacher, later we came to learn that he was being called Umaja Sport. Yes. He was there, but he was a very thrilling games teacher. And so we had the chance to excel in games and sports. When we went out, we could be hard. I want to recall, in 1970, we joined athletics meet at St. Mary's Yala. So Agongo, those others were from 6 schools. We were also here from 1, as you can imagine us, going in, the lanes are 6, and each school has to take a lane. Lane 1, Sawagungu. Lane 2, Ambira. Lane 3, Ramba. And when we hear that name Ramba, we had to jump. Even if the results are not yet there, I think we are going to secure the lane. Just securing that lane. And when the race goes, it goes, and we could watch, very sadly now, our barefooted athlete running against the people with spikes. We also could watch in dismay. On to your marks, and we go on to our marks. Set, and instead of something like a bang on some pieces of wood, a bullet, and the smoke. And a boy from Ramba does not know that is to start. That bullet. Things were really so strange because we never found people to train us how to do it. And here is a competition where Umoro from Umoro Jakisi, Emaringo, Jomaranda. Jomaringo Jakalejin Moro, Emaringo Yala. And with the Wuku Kagitenda no, Adwa Viringo. You can imagine such. So when I see Ramba and I hear what's going on in Ramba and comparing with what Ramba was when I joined it, in fact I'm a proud man. Very proud, because I say that is our school. Whatever is going on, I don't disassociate myself from the achievements that have been realized here. I say that is our school. And I will say that is how we used to do it. It is today that I'm revealing how disappointed you are. Let me give you a story where we almost ran out of Yala. The events in athletics have their names. The only events we knew well when we were coming from primary school was 100 meters, 200, 400, 800, and the largest was 1 mile or 15 meters for that matter. When we went there, there was 3,000 meters steeplechase, something we had never had before. Competitors for 300 meters steeplechase, please report to the starting point. We never did it here. The hurdles were not even here. Knowing that you have to jump over some water somewhere, those were something very strange. That was, just imagine how surprising it was. But our head teacher always had to come and pick. So and so, and he tells me, you are a very good size for that race. In fact, we are going to manage it. And I just go happily. When things start, a hurdle is there. What is this? And sometimes I have to jump through water. These were some of the things. Our 15 meters, the 4 lapses, the competitor who we knew was a champion was disappointed when he went for going around 12 times. The first round, he did it so well. We really enjoyed seeing him ahead, the second, the third, and when he finished the third going to the fourth, we were all clapping because he was ahead, thinking that the race was ending there. So we are getting number 1 today. The fourth lap is just going through and we are still leading. What a disappointment. When it came to the finishing point, now there was the lap scoring of about 8 rounds remaining. What do? You can imagine how disappointed we were. I want to tell you, we moved, our competitor moved out in the 6th round. And he stayed out for so long when the race was still going on. And we wondered what was taking place. Why were we not told? Old boys of Ramba, I want to tell you, in Form 2, we had now gathered a bit. And in Form 2, there was athletics meeting at Ambira. We were now Form 1 and Form 2. 80 boys now. We are now many. Can we make a team against those thousands? We were so elevated when a boy called Apple Aoda, sorry, he's asleep, became number 1 in 200 meters hits. In fact, we just wanted to pack up and go because we have finished everything. We wanted the games just to end there, where we got number 1 in 200 meters hits. We were told just wait, final is still coming. Ataona, final is coming. Yes, the finals, according to us, we were robbed of our number 1. Because the way we saw him coming in with that other competitor, in fact, we were seeing him as number 1. I'm sure you always see it that way. People don't accept taking number 2 when they're coming in a tie. So people are saying, Ubunurumbi. And we are saying, Ramba has it. I'm still doing the name of duel. Not this duel anyway. That was the duel of that day who was competing. And so, whether it was number 1 or number 2, we were happily coming back, celebrating our getting number 1. We never honored the results of number 2. We threw that one away. I want to congratulate the boys, those who took over after us, and making Ramba what we really wanted it to be, because when we were given number 2, we say no. Tumenyimwa haki yetu. I'm so elevated to see you here. I may talk too much. I want to end by saying that our class, which I was talking about, which touched a test tube for the first time in Form 3, had to reach its end. And in that same Form 3, a new headmaster was brought in the name of Arthur Opondo. If there were people who heard about him. His approach was totally different from Mr. Uma's approach. Mr. Uma's approach was always to praise us, to tell us we are the best, we can do it, things are all right. And Mr. Opondo came in to say, nothing is going on here, things are incomplete, things are going nowhere. And you are kicked left and right. And he was always wishing, I wish the exam were tomorrow, so that you go away, you fail, you go away. There are very good boys behind you here. I want to say Mr. Pond was right, because as soon as we had left, very good boys came in, passing through the hands of Mr. Okoyo and the rest. And we said, I wish you would go away. Otherwise, we just didn't perish the way he wished it to us.
Come in through this side. As I left Ramba in 1976, all my working years I was in Mombasa, and I didn't have any touch with the school. So thank you very much for organizing this meeting. It has reminded us a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rashid, for those brief remarks. Yeah, so as I said, I was here in 1976. That time, when we joined, Ramba was one stream, from 1 to 4. So we were the first group to start stream B, which was initially started as he said, 1968 and 69 to Sarambe. So when stream B was started, it was also started under the church headed by the late Bishop Mukulu, who was the then chair of the board. Then when we finished Form 1, we moved to Form 2, where now the government recognized the school as a two-streamed school. So then now we are absorbed as part of the government-sponsored students. So today I'm being told that there are 13 streams or around there, which is quite an encouragement, because it means that the school has expanded a lot. So when I left this school in 1979, I went to Cardinal Otunga High School, Mosocho, for my Form 5 and 6 from this school. So this school also was producing people who could go to such schools. As I was saying, when they got the second teacher came from Mosocho, they were even happier. So that's why I went for my A-level. And that school was mainly the Wazungus who were teaching there, a few blacks. We did from 5 and 6, 1980-81. Then 1982, there was school attempt, so we lost 1 year. So in 1983, we joined the University of Nairobi, where I was taken to do medicine. And I did from 1983 to 1988. That's when I finished. Then I was posted to various places. And finally, in 1999, I came back to Kenyatta National Hospital, where that's the training center for medical practitioners. So I worked in Kenyatta National Hospital from 1999 up to the year 2000, when I retired. So at the moment, I'm a retiree, just doing private practice in Nairobi. My area of specialization is what we call orthopedics, that is dealing with bones. So if you have any bone issues, either fractures or back or anything related to bones, muscles and nerves, you can always get in touch through Mr. Oruko, the chair. So this school has really grown. Even me, when I was coming in, since I left this school, I only came to pick my certificate the following, I think towards the end of the year that we did the exams, or the next year. Since then, I've never come here. So when I was coming in, I was trying to go like this, because I knew the gate was somewhere there. Then I saw the signboard, but it was showing the opposite side. So I followed, and then I saw a gate. So those are developments which have come up in this school. This school has done very well. We have seen results. Various students have passed here and they have excelled. One of the principals who was here, Mr. Ogutu, I don't know which year it was a student of mine. When I was, during the time we were in college, we would go to teach in the local schools during the holidays. So he was a student of mine, and he did very well. and so he ended up being a principal in this school. So we are very happy with that. So I want to thank the organizer, especially Mr. Ken, the chair, and the other officials who have been very much involved in making arrangements for this function to succeed. Last year, I was not able to attend because of various commitments here and there, but this time I decided to attend because he kept reminding me, please attend. There are other colleagues, former schoolmates who are supposed to come, but they sent their apologies. This Professor Akeo Molo was 1 year ahead of me, so he was a 1978 alumni, and there are several others whom we can be able to follow up so that they can also join the association. So I want to thank Mr. Principal for taking care of this school. We only saw Mr. Okoye one day. I was watching on YouTube. There was a farewell. So I was wondering, this Mr. Okoye, is it farewell because he's retiring or he has been called by the creator? Then I was told, no. He was retiring. So we were very happy that he served there for a long time and the school has excelled. This Mr. Pondo Nga, to us he was a very good principal. Maybe when he came in, when you had just arrived, you know, when you are new students, you are pampered and you don't have a lot of difficulties. But now when a new principal comes, he sees that there is some disorder, as he was telling me. So he has to make some adjustments. And you know, when new adjustments are made, not everybody will be happy. But I believe with time, if you had come back here when he was continuing this management, he did very well and he managed to produce several others. There was a colleague who was about 2 years ahead of me called Joseph. He was called Joseph. He was a surgeon. He did medicine, and then Joseph Onyango, then he passed on. So he was a product of Mr. Opondo and several others who were in this school. I want to thank the pastor for giving us a very nice talk, encouraging us to always rely on God for everything that we are doing. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much, and I want to encourage the chair and the officials to continue recruiting more and more members, because it is only through that we'll be able to build this association. A number of associations are developing their old schools, so I think it is our responsibility to also do our part. I also want to excuse myself. I had an appointment somewhere else at 2, so in case you see me trying to walk out, you know that it is that appointment which is pulling me. Otherwise, I thank all of you, and I wish you a happy new year when time comes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, George. As you can see, it's a nice blend that we have. The oldies, the middle-old, and the other guys who are just coming in. It's a nice blend. The Gen Z, the oldies, the Generation X, you know, it's a good one. Yeah. So, Bonafulo, with your cohort, I just want to say, keep us going. You know, the wisdom that you guys have is a good one, and we want you to at least to, you know, bring it in so that we build this society to pamoja vizuri. Thank you very much. And I want to call upon Vincent Nyamori. Karibu sana. Vincent Nyamori was baba yangu. Nani baba ya mwingine ukiangalia? So this was my father. When I came in, vile nani took Rashid was the father of George. This was my father. And he still remains. Karibu sana, Vincent.
Thank you so much. I'm too excited. I do not know where to start. But I want to say it's a great honor to stand before you today, not for any particular reason. I do not think I'm better than any member of my cohort. My name is Vincent Nyamori. I can't quite place my fingers on how long I stayed here. Most of you stayed here for 4 years. Myself, I was privileged to stay here for 6 years. 6 years because there was a time when Wakina Obuar went on strike. Okay, that is the record that is in my head, because it happened when I wasn't there. They went on strike, and my older brother was teaching here, and he felt like he had to stay with his family next to Mr. Koyo's house. So Mr. Koyo was to be protected, and Mr. Mwando was to be beaten. So the story goes that Mr. Mwando, who had a wife called Pamela was expecting their first son, is now called Engineer Aono. They had to smuggle Pamela out through the fence. So the next year, Omwando felt that he needed to have more boys more people in the house. So I was brought in when I was in class 8. The rest is history. Unlike my seniors who have spoken here before me, I've had the opportunity to come to Ramba again and again. In the class that joined the university this year, the class that is in Form 1, my son was among them. So my son sat Form 4 in this school. I'm a father of 4 documented children. Yeah, the ones that are documented are the ones that I know. In the last graduation that was there in the University of Nairobi, my son was one of them doing masters. So I went ahead of my peers. A good number of my peers working in Zedekeo Yuga who are ahead of me, their children are still babies. When I came here, I had a lot to remember. I had a whole lot of things to remember. I remember when you were here, we were a little naughty. I do not know how many of you remember a boy called Evans Ongwen. Evans Ongwen was suspended from this school for a crime he did not commit. But because he had a tag on him that this thing that was done could only be done by Evans Ongwen. So he did the that used to be done when we were passing behind those buildings, going to where Wakina Mr. Koyo's houses were then. So when he's still my friend, we are teachers in Kisumu. Actually, that reminds me, in this field, we used to host primary school championships. And the only person we did not want to hear about was a primary school teacher telling us anything. We used to call them the Pundurai. And all of us were becoming engineers then. Today I'm the Pundurai, I'm too proud of it. Surprisingly, as we were looking down upon the Pundurai, the girls that the Pundurai were teaching were attractive to our older brothers. I remember Wakina Peter used to do along this fence. To the extent that one evening, I told you I stayed here for 6 years. I did an extra year after my cohort when my uncle and I think they must have conspired with Mr. Ko that this boy is too bright. How comes he's not going to university straight? Then they forced me to repeat. So I repeated for him. And when the time came for me to go to university, I still went. So that day that that time that I was here for the extra year, boys went out to this village to disco matanga. And then I do not know how the teachers found out, but in their heads, it is only us who are related to teachers who could leak their secret. So we were then called Sumubaridi. I think Sumubaridi was something in one of those books. I didn't come here quite to talk about ourselves, but I'm excited that God has given some people the mindset to start this beautiful thing. We had our beginning together. I remember some of us taking cold. Do you people remember cold? There was cold, and then there was this other thing that we were doing at night called kabaka. What was it? The secret classes in school. These boys used to sleep, to read when everybody else is asleep. Those classes were called kabaka. And then there was this extra plate of food. What was it called? Parara. No, it had also another name. Kago. And Wakina Peter also wrote letters here together to work girls. And some of those letters we were given to edit. Having had that humble beginning together, God has still put us here after allowing us to go into the field, some of us like me into fields that are familiar to them, and some of us into fields that are new. But no matter where life has taken you, we share common roots. Our education and our common experiences give us friendship that we must forge to continue to shape us today. It's a beautiful thing to see all these faces here today, representing diversity, representing a good show that we can go far together. I know we are in different fields and different paths. Some of us are in the education and academia, wengine in health, arts, but all of us are here today. As we celebrate our individual differences, we must also take advantage of our diversity and see how much we can grow together. Ramba has provided us for us. In my village, we used to hear that some people died then resurrected. Then I remember of Ramba, which died all those many years, and then he chose to resurrect when we wanted to birth a new Ramba, different from the dead one. God has a purpose for everything, and for that reason, we need to take advantage of what we have. The world today is more interconnected than ever. And now that we use the interconnections to come together, let us take advantage of our coming together and collaborate, support each other, find a way of holding each other's hand. If anything presents itself, ask yourself, where is my brother? And ask yourself, how do we grow with my brother? When Honorable was talking here, he said he does business with the people. Please do business with the people. It is useless to tell anybody that I was in class 1 with Peter. Peter, we were in class 1 up to 3. Yes. Then we later on met in Ramba. Then we disappeared. Then we are meeting here today. How useful is that information if it cannot help us to grow together? So whether you are starting out today at whatever level, whether you are facing challenges in whatever you are doing, whether you have started and gambling, let us start together, grow together, go together. That is the whole essence about embracing each other. If you can't do that, you've got no business being with other people. I would like to take a moment to appreciate our brothers who thought of this. I know it has taken them a lot of effort. I want to appreciate their brilliant minds. I want to appreciate Chair. I have a weakness. I do not write every day on the walls, but I only write when I'm upset, when there is something that happens that I think I'm not comfortable with. So once in a while I ask myself, do these people know their brothers? Why would you want to cut off the tail of your brother? Fighting over some small things that you can easily ignore. Then we find ourselves saying a very big drama over something so small that you could choose to ignore. Friends, we don't need that. Let us use our effort appropriately. Let us use our effort productively. If your effort cannot be productive, you've got no business being alive. We need you in Ramba, but you see, you can even be a member of Ramba posthumously. So please, let us choose how to use this strong, powerful platform that God has placed in our hands. Perhaps at this point, allow me to say something about foundation. I saw people walking around here doing memory walk. My senior came here and told us that when he was here, there was only that long building. Perhaps most of us found few buildings. But all those buildings, you can be sure, they have seen a lot of renovation. This hall you see here is not the same hall that was built. Some wall moved. But the foundation under that wall is still underground there. That building, the grey one, the small one, we played flute inside there. It is still there. Perhaps because of its foundation. I was privileged to have an office here. I was one of the few students who had an office. At one point, we were doing woodwork. I have not told you why I did woodwork. We were doing woodwork and we didn't have a teacher temporarily. When RD, you were calling him RD. RD was deployed elsewhere. So we stayed without a teacher for a while. I was a teacher for about 2 weeks. Then another teacher came. But I want to talk about foundation. All these buildings that you are seeing here, a good number of them have been renovated again and again. Some of them were at one point a classroom. Senior doctor Ramba is no longer there. Today I'm told it is a library. There was one which was a kitchen. Today it is a staff room. remains the same foundation it had. The purpose of the building changed. Something with renovation changed, but the foundation was the same. This building here, when it was built, it even had a room for a tinga-tinga. I don't know whether that tinga-tinga was ever built. Then at a given point, it was office of Mr. Dondi library. Then somehow along the way, I don't know what it is today, but it is still there. Math department. So all things will be done. We do not know what the kids who will come after us will do with the Ramba, but we have a responsibility to work on its foundation, and we must do it right. Nobody ever has opportunity to renovate a foundation. So our brothers who have chosen to steer this ship, please steer it in the right direction with the strength of the foundation as a strategic thought. There is no guesswork about the strength of foundation. You can do guesswork with anything, but not foundation. So I want to pray for those of us who have found the time to be here, and I want to ask you, let us embrace Ramba, let us embrace our brothers, let us embrace everything that goes about our school. When the time comes to elect leaders, my friends, personally I have chosen to be an elder. I'm not interested in any seat. I've chosen to be an elder. But I want those brothers of mine, both senior and junior, who get opportunity to lead Ramba, focus. And not all of us will get those seats. How many are they, Chair? 12. Even here, even if we chose to share them around, we can't all fit there. So let those of us who are there do their term, finish. If you think there is are currently, then you are out of the definition. It is attended or graduated. That is why here we must embrace farmers, embrace business people, embrace actors, embrace sports people, hallelujah, embrace engineers and doctors and professors, even thieves, embrace even those who are hawkers, doing the hawking, even hawkers, because the definition does not tell us what they are currently. So let us embrace everybody. Let us embrace millionaires. Like I've seen one of you living here. You saw a white vehicle living here. Brand new. That white one, it is a white Harrier. So a white Harrier going there. Embrace those with white Harriers, the latest number plates, and embrace even those who may have come using tuk-tuk, boda, or even those who used public. There is nothing like class here. Hallelujah. Here we practice and embrace humility. Even if you are here and when a professor, like we have Professor Keo, a member of the alumni, we have another one at the university there, and this group, or I will call them the hookah. This group has the hookah. There are people here. If they start telling you who they are currently, you don't want to believe. There is even one who used to be an ambassador. He was called Samoro Kuya. But I think he left. You even have members working in Norway, Japan. They are out there. They are very senior people. Even United, they are very senior people here. Let us embrace, when you are here, don't so much look at what you are. You are a member of the group, and that is full stop. Hallelujah. Humility. The other day I strayed into your wall, and somebody posted something there. But when it comes to election, let us elect people who have the wherewithal. Then elect people who have, who have the staff, they work on the staff. And I think that one was out of our definition of an alumni. Maybe what he should have said, that let's look for people who have means how to grow these things. I mean, how to unite people. Is able to unite people. Mtu ambaye ako na ideas, but not mtu ako na V8. And there's several companies. No, it should be able to embrace everybody. Can he embrace everybody? Can he be able to unite everybody? Is he an idea generator? Hallelujah. I remember when I was still a principal here, there's an office called the Director of Studies. The only qualification of you becoming Director of Studies in Ramba is if you have a brain which works like a generator. The brain should work like a generator. Not the number of years you have been a teacher. No. Not how senior you are as a teacher. You have the brain which works like a generator. That is how I used to look for directors of studies. So let's look at what matters when it comes to choosing the leaders. But humility. Let us be humble here. There's another word which I wanted to mention here, stakeholder. Let everybody feel that they own Ramba. Everybody own. Including those who have been here in the, Z70s what? Everybody should feel they own this thing. They own, not a clique. There's a time that the Zoom was coming up. A group they trying to revive. But what killed it is they went into class kind of. If you are not of this breed, you don't really fit here. And that is what killed the whole thing. Until those who are not having the wherewithal, those who did not go very far in terms of education. There are some who after Form 4, that is all. They never went beyond. They never went after Ramba Form 4 or after attending. That was the end of their education after attending. And so
Be the small one, but be consistent. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Academics. Leadership. If you
after Medeka being promoted, they wanted to send in deputies because I told them no. I have looked around and I've seen I have strong men and who understand the system of the school. So I said I'm promoting him. I promoted Mr. Ndula, and I'm happy to report that the two have not disappointed me. They are doing a good job and they become great leaders. You know, so they may also mentor them and group them. To the Ramba, first I want to appreciate the way you have taken this organization. Initially started with some challenges, but I can see you have now took the right bearing, and that is what will help this school. Ramba as a school, to maintain its stable in academic performance, Ramba must play a very important role. It will play an important role. This is true. You go to this other school, discover that they are the old boys association who are helping the school to run. In fact, there is one thing which I was thinking about at the time. In the next board nomination, it is my intention I should have one of the members of Ramba as a member of board. So that when we talk about this development, he is there to present those ideas. It does not come from the principal. Principal to suggest, but the person driving that agenda should be one of the members of the Ramba. So that one, I'll ensure it is put in place. Secondly, I also appreciate this group, especially in the area of sponsoring the students. There is something which you did this year which will make an impact in the life of the student. Early this year, after us selecting all the students who were selected in this school, I decided to use my own wisdom. I walked around, looked at, there are some specific students. They come from this community. They are bright, needy, but they cannot afford education. And I want to give you a good example.
Mheshimiwa angeni oonge time, he is working with a very short timeline. Allow me to go through our program and do an acknowledgement of the keynote speakers. I want to believe that we've heard from Mr. Tobias Narath, our first cohort of 1973. We've equally heard from Dr. George Omondi Afulo, a class of 1979. Mr. Vincent Nyamori graced the occasion. Canon James Okoyo, Mr. Manoa Mwambwa, the senior principal. We've also heard from Honorable Duncan Otieno Duor. Allow me to read this statement. We are truly grateful for the insightful and inspiring speeches from our esteemed keynote speakers. Their words have strengthened our vision for the future as we work together to grow our alumni community and support Ramba Boys High School. Please join me in thanking the following, I think I have mentioned. These are individuals who have connection to Ramba Boys High School and our extension Ramba, whose views may be of use to our growth as an organization, though by means better than any of us individually or collectively. Your contributions have set the tone for today's meeting, and we are excited to continue building the foundation. Once again, we thank you for your inspiring words and dedication. Allow me, in the presence of Mheshimiwa, just do a quick introduction to Ramba and the preamble. Ramba All Boys Association was founded on 3rd of October 1985 with a vision to unite the alumni of Ramba Boys High School and to provide a platform that supports the welfare of both its members and the school. As we reflect on the journey that began with our founding members, we must salute the leadership and determination that laid the foundation for Ramba's success. Our objectives focus on 3 key areas. One is fostering unity among the former students of Ramba Boys High School. Ramba is dedicated to bringing together all alumni of Ramba, creating a strong network to support one another through shared experiences and collective desire to see both the association and the school thrive. Our second objective is supporting the school development. Kindly underline supporting the school development. Our mission to support Ramba Boys High School remains the heart of our work through initiatives such as mentorship programs, infrastructural developments, and sponsorship of vulnerable students. We aim to contribute to the school's long-term growth and improvement. The third objective is nurturing talents and promoting academic excellence. Ramba is committed to identifying and developing the talents of our students, providing opportunities for them to grow in both academic and extracurricular activities. We also strive to uphold and promote the academic standards that Ramba Boys High School is known for. It is my prayer that we will get strength to build a strong foundation upon which Ramba will be built up along the 3 broad objectives. Allow me also to mention a few achievements we've had in 2024. As we reflect on 2024, we are proud to share some key milestones and accomplishments that demonstrate the continued progress of Ramba. One of the accomplishments was our inaugural meeting in March. We call this inaugural meeting because Ramba, as we had gone through the history, is an association that died in 1986, but we revived it less than a year ago, and we are proud that we were here in March for the inauguration. So this year we officially branded Ramba and aligned it with the school's vision for the future. The formal inauguration in March marked a significant milestone in our journey, reinforcing the importance of a united alumni network. Number 2, we did an alumni gala dinner. Of course, we all know what happened at the gala. We raised some amount and partly did the sponsorship of the vulnerable students. I am happy to note that this year we've sponsored 5 students. And this is just one of the great milestones we've done this year. Infrastructural developments. This year, Ramba made significant strides improving the physical infrastructure of the school. We initiated communication through the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy to have digital hubs launched at Ramba. However, the project is pending implementation by the relevant ministry. Additionally, we have in collaboration with the school to see the cabro laying project. Kindly underline, put it in bold. We have been with collaboration with the school to see the cabro laying project done through the Rarieda CDF, which is still pending in progress. Moving forward, as I run through my last statement, as we look forward the future, we remain focused on expanding Ramba's initiatives and deepening our partnership with Ramba Boys High School. Our collective support will be critical in achieving the following goals: expanding mentorship and career development. Here we plan to enhance our mentorship programs, offering structured career development initiatives that will help students and recent graduates succeed in their professional journeys. We also look forward to improving school facilities, where we will continue to raise funds to support further infrastructural developments, ensuring that the school provides a better environment for both students and staff. We are also looking forward to greater involvement in the school academic life. Ramba will continue, underline in bold, Ramba will continue to work closely with the school leadership to improve academic performance, creating more opportunities for students to thrive. As we all know, this school is and has always been known as a center of excellence. We have been in darkness for years. We are seeing what is happening in the neighboring schools. Schools like Maranda, which I'm glad, Mheshimiwa, you came from. Schools like Yala. Schools like Maseno. Schools like, Kisumu Boys. And even the neighboring school, Chianda, down here. If you look, we are looking ahead to 2025. I encourage all of us to remain committed to our mission of fostering unity, supporting school development, and empowering current students. Our objective strength lies in our involvement and education, and we must continue working together to create a lasting impact on both our alumni network and our alma mater. As I conclude, I thank you for your time, your commitment, and your contribution to Ramba. Together we'll continue to build a brighter future for Ramba Boys High School and all its students. I look forward to future engagement that will allow us make bigger strides into the promised land. Thank you and God bless you all.
It will require ICT for us to manage our affairs. So those are the key areas that I wanted to touch on concerning the development of the school. We hope that if that is put in place, then we shall drive this school to greater height and make it a center of excellence. Thank you.
Rounds of applause. Tupigie mwalimu makofi mara ingine. I just want to emphasize on 3 key areas. Mheshimiwa, unajua wewe tukikuongelesha tunakuongelesha kama mchapakazi wa Rarieda. We know what you've done. We know what you can do. And we know the much you can do for Ramba as a school. If you come here during the rainy season, this place is always too muddy. To an extent, when a visitor comes, kitambo atembea fike pale, he requires a gumboots. So that is one request that I think we engaged with the school, and we requested through your able office, Bwana Jabura. If your able office can help us work on cabros for specific areas in this school. That is one of our biggest nightmare, and I think when you do that, we'll be in a position to get this school in the roadmap. Number 2, there was also another communication we did. If you look at the computer lab we are using here, and I'm sorry, one of our chief guests, Professor Okey Amolo, was to grace this occasion, but he got engaged elsewhere. He is the one who sponsored the computer that started Ramba in 1995. If you look at those computers, they are still in the same computer lab. While other schools are progressing, Ramba is still there. Not that the school is not doing much, the school is doing what it can, but their hands are tied. We need this support, and with your able office, if you can help us fast track, because one of the communications I did through Honorable Owalo when he was the Ministry of ICT, when he was launching the ICT hub and the Jitume hubs, we requested a lot of humility and even wrote to his office that he comes and probably we can set a good lab, do a digital hub here, because students of Ramba are doing computer studies from 1995. Connectivity is still a nightmare in this school. So that is one area that if you can help us through your able office and have that request granted, we will truly honor you, Mheshimiwa. The third part, which I think Mwalimu has spoken about, if you walk down there, you look at the status of the bathrooms. This school has now grown from less than 1,000 students to almost 3,000 students. Look at where they are bathing. Look at the population. This school is in a very sorry state. And when we put forward this request, Mheshimiwa, through your able office, I know you can help us. You can help us realize some of the requests we put forth. We know what you can as our MP. We know what you've been doing. And we know the far you can take this school. That is why I thought it was wise to have you here as our chief guest. And I were truly humbled you are here. Asanteni sana. Allow me with a lot of humility to also recognize Honorable Duncan Odwor Otieno. Kindly just say a word, if you'll allow. Duncan was an aspirant in the last general election. He was a presidential aspirant. that speaks volume for us as Ramba and what this school can do, even to aspiration as our able MP. Karibu.
All protocol observed. I don't want to take much of our time. I know we had already spoken. Time is running out. But thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for coming to this school. And being that you are not alumni and still coming to actually grace this occasion, I think is a testimony to all of us and your determination to build Rarieda. I know you have spoken about being an aspirant. Yes, 2027, Pap Nithuolo, Babos at the Addis. So, Pap wadi kwa maber kabisa, hilo kamano.
Asante sana. Hapa uno uwe malongo, kusoko uwe malongo. Wacho kusoko wacho. Dongo wacho. Kuro jakom kani malo kucha, daktari utenda molo, gouru kwano. To kwano mwadu waro ni mondo uterwa to the promised land. Babo setimo moti moseki do ne piny. Gima koro dong, any the foot soldiers mage koro mondo uterwa Canaan. To that Canaan starts here at Ramba. Koso kamano. Kaja komo biro kae kataka William biro kae, the president. Wacho ni koro adwar visit Ramba. Dong it is a great honor. So that is one of my aspiration, my honorable MP. I have a dream of having William Ruto stepping in this school. Mago are some of the vision. Kechangeo what you can do, and I know the far you can take us as Ramba.
Gotten. You can only stand tall because you are standing on the shoulders of those who came before you. Otherwise, you will not get to that height. And you must offer your shoulders so that those who come after you can also stand on that shoulder. So I want to thank you, makofi kwenyu wenyewe.
Be driven from various cohorts. So I'll allow maybe just a mention of the people who are here, so that they will give you only 1 minute. You maybe just say your name and the cohort and the position you are vying for, so that we can make this particular listing and get through this in the next not more than 25 minutes. We'll beg for your indulgence. So I'll start with the chairperson. So the people are vying for the chairperson. Okay, chairman is still engaged. Bwana Ruko, is there any other person that is vying for the chairmanship of Roba? Okay, you know we have to give them an opportunity. So is there any other person who is vying for the position of the chairmanship except apart from the current chair? Please volunteer yourself. This is the opportunity. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Please don't tell us that you are not given an opportunity. We are here in broad daylight. The sun is up. So hiyo maneno ya kutupa kwa mtandao uache. So we'll have the current chair maybe just to say 1 minute. Say what you think is good for Roba. 1 minute, please.
Thank you. I stand in order of all the existing protocols. I think we've been guided on our objectives and what we are going to do moving forward. Allow me not to take much time going to looking into my personal objective. I've already outlined what we're looking forward to with regards to where we are headed. So allow me not to repeat for the sake of time. My concern is the unity of purpose, which I think is above everything. Number 2 is about the programs we've laid forth for this school, both for the alumni and the school. Welfare, I think we've also been talking about the welfare of members. That is also one key area that we have to work into moving into the future. Otherwise, asanteni sana.
Thank you, Ruko. Let's clap for him. I have this suggestion. If we get to a position, if the guys introduce themselves, I request we vote immediately so that we finish. So when we go to the assistant chairman, when they stand and introduce themselves, okay, there is an online platform. Please, who is doing that? Karibu, my brother.
Thank you so much. Riding on the existing protocols, my name is Michael Olweng. I'm the CEO of a company called ACTT Digital Media that works with a number of schools, and Ramba High School is one of them. So when they had this event, the chairman reached out to me and he said, we can be able to support you on this event. Now, I had been briefed on what's supposed to happen, and I know there are a number of positions that are being contested. We have a very simple voting software. So far, we are created for all the positions that are being contested. Contestation means that there are more than one person that is vying for that position. So when you go to the positions that are being contested, we'll create a link, then share with the chairman, who actually sends it to the alumni wall. They will give you about 2 minutes to vote. All right? The system only allows one IP address. Each and every gadget, like a phone, has an IP address. It means once you've voted, you have voted. You cannot repeat the voting. So then you'll close after 2 minutes. Then nobody can vote after that. And you can see the results from your phone. So just make sure that you have data on your phone. When that link comes, just open it. Their names, hopefully, they've also campaigned to you people. So that's how simple it is. Very simple platform. The names will be there. You just click either you're voting for candidate A or candidate B, and then you proceed to the next. I think there are about 4 positions to be contested. Thank you so much.
Let's say a position has one person, but members are not for that person. Is there a place where you show us what to know so that the position remains vacant till when it will be filled?
Thank you so much for that question. As I briefed the chairman the other day, is the voting platform. In the event there is no contestation in the terms of the naming of the person which you are given, it is believed that that person goes unopposed. But seemingly from where you sit, there seems to be an opposing voice on a particular name that has gone unopposed. Then that one, the software may not be able to help. We are helping where there's contestation, where there's more than one candidate. That's what we feed on our platform. The chairman, I think, can be able to handle such.
Sorry, I think let's have the online portal or link. Then we who are here, I think we are in a position to even we can as well do it online, because we all have access to our phones. Now the concern to do with the elections, like myself, I was only one person for the chairmanship. Vice chairman was Tobias Oyugi, who is here. Secretary General, we had Alan Abol and Lennox Yalang. I think that is a contested hot seat. Assistant Secretary, we had Alex Odhiambo, who is not here. I think we just need to make a decision right here and have this office elected right here, instead of suspending it because we are doing a formal election. So the fact that Alex Odhiambo is not here with us, I had a reservation which I want your guide as members. My suggestion was for the assistant secretary. You remember you're going to have the secretary. We will either go for Alan Abol or go for Senator Jalango. So whoever does not win for the secretary general position, we can consider that person to take over the assistant secretary role, because Alex was all alone. That was a proposal. Then treasurer, I think we have two, Zedekiah Yuga and Steve Ogony, who is not here with us. So we can make a decision right here on whether to go which way. Assistant treasurer, we had Jared Odhiambo, he was one person. Organizing secretary, we had Matthew Zokal, one person. Then committee, there was a request by a class 1984 cohort who wanted to represent the 1980s. We had David Okelombo, who is here. Then we had Boniface Alo, I believe is online. He was proposed. We had Eric Omolo, 1995. We had Oscar Otieno here. Then we also had Warren Ogada for the committee positions. I think let's just make a decision here.
Thank you very much for the outgoing chair for that guidance. I think we'll proceed as guided. For us also to save on time, we've got one candidate for the post of chairmanship for this particular election, and that's none other than Ken Oruko. So because there is no opposing person, I'll request members and our legal team that are here, can we vote by show of hands, or we give you the ballot papers? Just say. He's suggesting that we vote by show of hands. Who is seconding? He is seconding that. Please, is there someone taking minutes? Yeah, please make, because I know they'll start making noise. So he has proposed that we do a show of hands for the position of the chairman, and then he has seconded. So you can give your official names to the secretary so that we record that. And on this particular, yes?
Okay, there is also something I want to raise. That the voting should just be done manual. That is my proposal. Number one, there are members who are complaining that their phones are not functioning well. And for those who are here, why don't we just vote secret ballot or by show of hands other than going online? It will be easier that way, because the majority who have Ramba at heart are here. So why don't we just have it that way other than going online?
I think there is the need of to include the members who showed upset with the apologies in the group, and I think the issue of online and denying them will not be in order, because it will bring a lot of issues. So for those who had it in interest also will be online now, and we propose those who are online, he has said it will take 2 minutes. Then after 2 minutes you close it and we get the votes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Then I think I've also been guided by our technician there. He has said there is a link he's sharing for the contested positions. If it is Secretary General, he's going to share that link. So whoever is in online, we can even give them 5 minutes to vote. After 5 minutes, we lock it up. Then he send another contested position. So we share online for those who are online for 5 minutes, they vote. 2 minutes. Or 2 minutes. Then now we close. So please just send me the link for the contested.
All right, I think let's clear on this. The first candidate is for the chair, and we are getting the voting now. Anybody who is sharing the link online, please share so that they can add the votes on that. Okay, we are starting with the chair. Yeah, when we get to where there is nobody, we'll decide here and say we are not voting for that person. So for the chair, if you are for the chair, Mr. Ruko, please raise your hands. And the link should be shared in the registered. Yes, please raise your hands. If you are voting for Oruko today, raise your hand. We want count. And Onono, help me counting. Okay. And my brother here to confirm. Please. Yes, for legal purposes. You've counted. Count to Oruko. Yes, the ones for Oruko, please hands up. One for Oruko. Hands up for Oruko.
It should be documented, eh?
My friend, please allow me to say this.
Yes.
We have to say, we should say unopposed by how many votes?
Yes.
It will be contested. How many? But ourselves.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so I'm guided. So we have chairman-elect unopposed Ken Oruko. Andika chini. All right. Okay, assistant chairman. So assistant chairman.
Ni mmoja pia. Ako
So let's have those people who are
Toby is here, assistant chairman.
for. Hey, sit down, Ben. Wait. Wait, sit down.
Assistant chairman is Tobias. Unopposed. Toby, you okay? Come.
All right.
Toby is unopposed. Sawa. Toby, thank you.
Okay,
Karibu,
Toby, have a seat.
Congratulations.
Let's clap for Toby. All right, now we have the Secretary General,
which is with two people.
All right, so we have the two people stand up.
Are they all there?
Are they all here? Or are they both here? So just come in front. Just for 1 minute. Hakuna mlolongo. So you just say your name in 1 minute so that we know, and then we can proceed.
Ramba oye! Ramba oye! Alan Abol is my name. I'm born again. I'm delighted and proud to be a Ramba alumni. It has been a long story, but I want to serve with humility. I want to serve by considering others. I want to serve. I want your votes. Thank you.
Let's clap for a ball.
Ramba we.
Oye.
Ramba ha.
Hi.
Lennox Jalango is my name. I'm a certified accountant. I would like us to grow Ramba, bring more resources through our networks, and serve people more diligently. Please vote for me. Thank
you, Makofi. I request the two of you to go and take some cup of coffee with the principal's office. So we'll call you after that. No, watch your end for principal. Oh, the outgoing. There is an outgoing Secretary General. He's here. Okay, come. All right, thank you. Maybe you can just declare your position now.
Oh, thank you very much. My name is Engineer Bevin Society. I'm the outgoing Secretary General. I'm happy that we are doing this today. And if this election is going to birth something new today, I think it should be the unity of the Ramba members. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Engineer. Engineer amesema anapumzika this time round. So that is documented. Yeah. So thank you very much. On this is contested and we'll use secret ballot. And those people who are voting online, we'll give them how many minutes, technician? 2 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, those who are online and the link has been shared.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. No,
Correct.
If you are here, please. Ati? So you are saying, is there a possibility they can vote twice?
We can. They can vote twice. We can only decide to choose one method. Is actually you can, if those who are online can vote online. But again, now there are those who are here but are also online.
All right, I suggest this. Kindly, this is. So, how many people have voted? This will be tricky. So, for those people who have voted, please come this side. Come on, you have voted, please sit there. Just sit down. Just sit there. All right, all right. Okay. So, please give them one ballot paper. Anybody else who has voted? One ballot paper, please. So that they don't add. Count so that they don't add. So we have two candidates. Alon Abol and Lennox Jalango. So you only write the person you are electing on that paper. Itachukuliwa, relax bwana. Relax, itachukuliwa hii side. And I request that we sit. Please sit down. Just relax with your paper. We'll pick it, please. Just have a seat.
I have received some insights from the elders, and I've quashed my decision not to assume the Assistant Secretary General position. So I will serve you in that capacity. You know.
Piga makofi bwana, wanaume wameongea. Mahali kuna wazee parimiki jambo bwana. See.
And that is now the unity. Now that shows that we are one thing, we can understand one another and we come together to do things. You know, that's a good one.
All right. Thank you very much guys. We are trying to work. Umejua hata returning officer anafanyanga vitu background. Chukua kitabu bwana. Chukua kitabu. So thank you very much for that. At least we are going on well, and we thank God for this blessing. Right. Jodongo tika bwana. Okijalu betu bele jadumpu kiwijwa. All right. So we get to the next one, which is committee members. Committee members. Cohort 1979. Dr. Omondi Afulo is here. He's just left, but he was with us. Any other candidate for that cohort? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, he was here. So he apologized when he was leaving. Oh, is it Daktari? All right, we heard. It is recorded. Our technician, ICT, I hope you recorded the apology of Daktari when he was talking. So that mtu akiresa that you are electing people in absentia, unatoa hiyo sauti. All right, second cohort, 1984. David Okello, is it Ombi or Ombo? Ombo. Is here? David. So David, say something, man.
All right. It is a an honor to address comrades of your caliber. Okello David, once more. I've developed that interest also to be incorporated in that committee program where we have got the young and vibrant leaders so that we equally participate in making extraordinary and even ordinary decisions should the need arise. May God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my elders. Thank you, my father. I think so. Without much ado, is there any other candidate for a committee member, cohort 1984? Is there any other? There is a check wall, please. Digital, where's our technician? Check. Is there anybody on the wall saying what's up, nini? Nani yako kwa WhatsApp say a check. Usiseme nilio propose. Just check if somebody is proposing to be a candidate for a committee. Can you be able to see that? WhatsApp, hakuna kitu. Please confirm, hatutaki maswali baadaye. So we declare David Okello unopposed. Cohort 1993. 1993 we have Boniface Allo. Is Boniface here? Was he here when the meeting was on? He was online. So members, Boniface Allo of 1994 is a proposed committee member, but he sent an apology. He didn't attend the meeting. So I think people have been very, very concerned for people who are proposed to take positions and they don't sacrifice even some few minutes to be either online or with us. So we'll take a vote. Do we consider Boniface Allo for this position? Let's raise our hands.
He has always been with us during the AGM, during contributions. He has supported the AGM fully. He's always there when needed. In our first meeting in Nairobi, he was there, gala night. So I think he's a candidate worth being considered.
Any other comment? We take a vote. Those who support Boniface to take the position, hands up. In absentia, let's count. You count, bwana. Na ikuwe recorded, please. 19. Plus yourself, 20. I have not raised my hand. All right, 20, right? So we proceed with that. Cohort 1997. The committee member proposed is Eric Omolo. Is he here?
The cohorts, yeah, the cohorts of 90s, I think they should be like one, and they are, Nani is another one for 95. Eric is 95. Or say they're going to be two people in 90. Eric? Oh, Eric's. Okay.
So we don't have a candidate on Eric Omolo. So we cancel that. So this actually was 1990s. So we had already gotten one person, Boniface Allo. So 2000, we have Oscar Otieno. Is Oscar here? Ako wapi? Where is he? Where is Oscar? Oh, right. Lazima uone hao watu.
Good evening. Okay, my name is Oscar Otieno, class of 209. I think I've been in this group since the revival, when the team was was the kitchen cabinet, the first kitchen cabinet. I think I was there. And also being a member, I will champion for accountability. You've seen me speak a lot when it comes to resources of the group. I hope when we get there, the treasurer and the assistant, we will be there to work for accountability. So that is one of my promise to the group, and also look at the welfare of members through networking, and also just within the group. Let us not be pro the school so much that we forget members' welfare. So it is one of the things that I'll be fighting for when there. Which group? No. Me, I hit below the line, but no. I'm not within those. So thank you.
All right, he has declared. So we have only Oscar for today. 2,000 cohort. You are not yet elected. 2,000. Any other person? I'm seeing another person here, Warren. Warren is 2,000. Yeah, but you see, we are taking cohorts. Huh? The same position. How many committee members should we have? 1, 2, but they cannot be from the same cohort. That will be a... Just have a seat. Have a seat. We need to work on this because currently we have Dr. Omondi. Then we have David Okello. Then 1990s we have Boniface. Then 2000. 2000 moves from 2000 to 2009. We have Oscar and Warren. We should have another cohort. There's no other. The person. Yes. All right, by election will be taken. Okay, let me suggest this. We have cohort 2,000, and please correct me on this. 2,000 runs from 2000 and up to 2009. So 2000 to 2009. We don't have 2010 to 2020. So we have. Yes, so we finish with this, so we'll add the additional person. Okay, so we have Oscar and Warren, and members. We have Oscar and Warren, so Warren is not a present. So do we consider him for the votes? Yes or no? Is there an apology list? Online, please. Anybody online? Check, please. Warren Ogada. Let's just be accommodative. Let another person from this side check. Check. He's called Mada on. Yeah, just check. He's not there. No apology. On the apology list, those people will be absent. There was a list. Is he there? He's not there in the list. So please, secretary, note that Warren didn't give apology. Is not on the list of those people who say they will not attend. So we request that we'll only have a vote for one person, Warren Ogada. So for now we have Oscar Otieno for the position of committee member, cohort 2000 to 2010. Unopposed. And 9. So please join the team. Okay, so the next cohort is 2010 to 2020. Is there, do you have a representative? Do you have a representative? Yes? Let's say something.
Oh, I want to propose myself. Yeah, sure.
I think, okay. Yeah, there's nobody. Do you have anybody? The outgoing chair? Did you get a name of anybody for 2010 year? No, not yet declared. Any name for 2010, 2020? There's nobody. Please just come and tell us your name, please. He's been here since we started, yeah?
Yes, he's been here.
Yeah, I think come, my friend.
You've been thinking a lot, and I love it. As in, you've thought about something, how to help.
I've thought of how to help the association. Asanteni sana. Kwa majina, my name is Evans Ochieng Angira. I've been part of the association for a while, and I see myself as part of the association, as one of the committee member that will cheer up the association and see us forge ahead as I sell the policies of the association to also other members. So that is my yeah.
All right, thank you very much. What are your full names? Evans Ochieng. You've noted, eh? All right, for the cohort or 20, just take the mic. 2010 to 2019, we have Evans Ochieng. So he's getting in our post unless we have another person. There is none. Please take your seat. So, list you've written them. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, members. Unless there is any comment on the election before I make final remarks, because I'll beg that after my final remarks there will be nothing talking about election. We'll have officials and an office. Any comment, anything we will have left out, we'll have legal issues. If anything we have left out, please remind us at this point. We are at our mercy. We may leave out something that is a bit technical. Any comment?
Assistant Secretary position, I thought you skipped that.
Thank you very much. The Assistant Secretary elect is seated on your right hand side. All right. Any other? I'll take this opportunity to thank MC. Say something.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. I think we're just done, eh? Which position is remaining, as in so far? Which one was that? The Alex one or somebody? We are done. Yes. Okay. Yes.
All right. So thank you very much. Just before you stand up, I think we need to officially declare the following as our officials. Please, tafadhali, naomba Chairperson Ken Oruko, Secretary General, piga makofi, Secretary General Alon Abol, Assistant Secretary Lennox Jalango, Treasurer Oyuga Zedekiah, Assistant Treasurer Jared Odhiambo, Organizing Secretary Matthew Okal, Committees members Dr. Omondi Afulo, David Okelo, Boniface Alo, Oscar Otieno, and Evans Ocheng. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Let's have a photo session with the officials. We declare you officially elected and take the position with all your arms. Tafadhali naomba tupige picha hapa. Basha. Aya kujeni, basha yangu iletwe bwana. Aya tukuje hapa please. Tumetaja. All right, and I've been reminded Assistant Chairman is Tobias. I bypassed that, sorry. Let's take a photo here. We can face east. I think this side is east. So we can face east. And west. We don't need chairs. Wengine wakae so that na mzee mpe mzee kiti. We are facing this side. Aya first logini kama bwana. Hivi. Tunaangalia hivi. Kavu. Any other office member? Hii imetosha bwana. Toa hizo. Ube ya. Surchie nara. Toa hizo zingine basi. Hiyo iko sawa bwana. Nani amebaki? Mzee. All right. Sawa. Aya. We squeeze a bit. Is the photo okay? Yes. All right, I can join. With all these things. You need to do that properly. You can hold the person next to you like this. Shika nyuma. Huko side ni right ya na huko ni left. Ukisema Ramba unaenda huko. Ramba unarudi. Sawa. Are you ready? Aya Ramba Ramba. Ramba Ramba. Ramba. Thank you very much guys. So you can enjoy your evening. Thank you. I think that's fine. Chairman. Oh, but did you say something? Can just say thank you.
Chairman,
I need to leave.
Okay.
Chairman, come on.
Just say something.
Let me follow. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening once again. Mine is to thank God for the auspicious occasion we've had. Secondly, I must thank all members for finding time to grace this auspicious occasion. Today's occasion is a great milestone in the history of this school, and it is also a great milestone in the history of Ramba. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We have made several steps ahead, and I strongly believe that we are going to make it a success. Secondly, I want to encourage the office, the new office. The outgoing office have done their job. it is now time for the incoming office to get it right. Where the old team didn't get right, it is now the time to make it work. I strongly believe and I have confidence in the new office. Let unity be our cup of tea. Let's strive to excel. Let's strive to make it work, not only for members of Ramba. Let it work for the benefit of this school. I once again want to thank everyone who found time out of the busy schedule to be part of this auspicious occasion. It is a history. It is a history, and I was more delighted to have the cohorts of 1970s, Mr. Tobias Nyarath, gracing this occasion, all the way from 1973 to 2010 plus. I think it's a God-given opportunity, and we must thank God for each and every one of us. So as we move forward, let the new office work on a framework that is going to accommodate everyone's interest. It is not about what you are doing. It is about you attended Ramba and you graduated from Ramba. Whether you are an engineer, you are a farmer, you are a hawker, we are going to embrace each and every one of us. I want to thank you once again. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's pray.
Father Almighty, we want to thank you very much for this day. We have seen the mighty work of your hand of bringing us together today. Lord, we pray that as we embark onto the long journey of being together and making our association being useful, Lord, you will continue to guide us. Be together with the office that you have elected. Give them courage. Give them all that we need to make this group prosper. We ask, believing in the name of the Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Thank you.